Hi everyone, Planty here. Before we start the pods, I just wanted to let you know, this week we're sponsored by World of Naples by Couch Bro Games. World of Naples is a 2D platformer in the style of all those classic NES, Master System and C64 games that you used to play as a kid. You can play any of the 20 levels in story mode as one of 4 different characters. There's a warrior, there's a ninja, of course there's a ninja, there's a hunter, and my favourite, you're a wizard, Planty! Each of which has their own special abilities and attributes. And you can even play story mode, multiplayer, local or remote play, with a couple of pals. Each of the worlds has got a theme, so you've got like a grassland, there's an icy one, there's a fiery hell, and they've all got their own enemies, frogs, blobs, and like environment murder machines, because I can't think of a better word for it, spikes, you've got these swinging axes, which are fucking brilliant at murdering my characters. If you think about Great Gianni Sisters, and you're kind of part way there, it's a bit of a Mario rip-off, but a lot of fun. That's not all though. There's a PvP in it, so you've got like 6 different arenas, and you can play up to 4 people in that. It gave me massive joust vibes. So much fun. World of Naples launches on Steam on the 15th of December, priced at $4.99, so you can add it to your wish list today, ready for launch. But if you go over to our socials, there's going to be a chance to win free beta code and get ahead of the pack. Any offers, discounts, updates, follow Couch Bro Games on Twitter at Couch Bro Games, all one word, Couch Bro Games, ahead of the launch of World of Naples on the 15th of December. Good luck, adventurer!
Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Campbell, Walker, Ashbrook, Johnson, Macnee, Warner, Foreman and Galligan. We're looking at 1988's Waxwork.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and thank heavens for little girls.
And I'm the other guy, John, and I'm kind of freaked out because that song always freaks me out every time I hear it on the radio. It's just not right, is it?
Because it's creepy as fuck, mate, that's why.
Hey buddy.
How you doing, John boy?
I'm alright. Run up to Christmas and all that. Everything's starting to get a bit more festive. So come next week, we should see trees going up. Well, I've seen trees going up already, so they should be going up people's arses at the moment. But
Yeah.
honestly, why so early? It's so fucking annoying.
I guess if you've got now else in your life, you know, if you're Mariah Carey, this is all that your year has been building up to,
Yeah.
I assume. Yeah. Anyway, what we talking about this week, John?
So we're looking at Waxwork. Now, I thought when you said it, I was thinking House of Wax with Paris Hilton.
Right, yeah.
And I thought, but when I watched this, it was 10 times better.
I have, or I had really fond memories of this, right? Because it was one of these that I must have rented as a kid that I shouldn't have rented. When I was at that period of renting films, when I was at my dad's and stepmom's house, that I would rent the films that I shouldn't rent because the video shop on the corner would just be like, yeah, whatever. We know your mum and dad. Yeah, whatever. And I'd have been like 9 or 10. So, and I remember it. I don't know. I just remember certain bits about it really, really well. And then when we watched it, I was like, what the fuck is this? What is going on here?
Do you know what makes it? It's obviously it's maybe a comedy, but what makes it even funnier is some of the non-characters in it. The overacting in it is unbelievable, man. It's absolutely hilarious.
Didn't remember it as a comedy at all, mate. I remembered it as a proper straight horror film.
No.
But yeah, it plays it for laughs, doesn't it?
It does.
This, of course, is a podcast where we try and learn 100 things from every film. John's watched it, I've watched it. We've come up with a list of things of about 10, John, to be honest. And I always say that, and I've always got more.
I know.
And we're going to try and get to 100. 1988, though, what else could we have been talking about?
What a year. Loads of films, absolutely amazing films in 1988, and I wish I could tell you them, but if you listen to our Who Framed Roger Rabbit episode, you'll find
Oh,
out.
right. Oh, fantastic. Wow, I assume that when we did Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you then refer somebody back to the... It's like a fucking, like, some sort of wormhole.
No. There's only so many you can do. I'm actually going to start just scrapping that.
Of course you are. Of course you are, John. You say this every couple of weeks, and then you're back in there.
Back in it.
You're back in there trying to get them hooked on more films.
Do you know what? Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a good episode, so I hope you do go back and listen, because it was one of my favourites.
I also hope you go back and listen to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Okay, shall we start?
Let's do it.
Get on then. Right, okay. So we start. It's a Vestron picture, which I was like, okay, is that the robot that joins together from different ships and has a sword and then does that? Oh no, that's Voltron, isn't it? That's
I thought it was remember Viacom?
Viacom. I do remember Viacom. Yeah, no, not the same. Not one, and not the same. The biggest hit that I could find Vestron Pictures had was Dirty Dancing.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Jerry Orbach. Why won't you let baby dance? And why did you call your child baby as well? I've never really got that.
Yes, you're right.
They are most famous, John, for Twister.
Oh, R.I.P.
No, not that one. No.
Oh.
Some Harry Dean Stanton relationship comedy from 1989.
Bollocks. Absolutely bollocks.
Next. Big Man on Campus. You remember
that? Rob Schneider?
No, is that Dead Man on Campus? Big Man on Campus, I think he's Hunchback of Notre Dame, but he's a giant or something. I can't remember.
Oh, man.
Hider in the House, where Gary Busey's a home invader. Oh, I'm going to invade Mimi Rogers' house. I'm coming to get you with my big teeth. Coincidentally, that's actually one of my nightmares, is Gary Busey invading my home.
Coming at you, his nachos.
Yeah. And a bunch of films for Bad Movie Podcasts. Are you listening, Joe? Sundown, The Vampire Retreat, which sounds like Rancho Relaxo from The Simpsons. Street Trash, Class of 1999, which is brilliant, by the way.
Oh, is it? No, it's the Nukem.
Class of Nukem High is also very good, yeah. And I'm saving the best for last. A Gnome Named Norm, spelt with a G.
Way.
And I am telling you, I saw I looked at all of these because I was like, I definitely know Class of 99. I looked at the picture of this, the front, like the poster, and I was like, fuck, I think I've seen a gnome named Norm. A gnome named Norm is... Fuck, stop saying a gnome named Norm. Is this little fucking... station, right? It's the same kind of character build, but it's little, and it's a cop.
All right.
Does that ring any bells to you?
No.
Because it dislodged some shit in my head. And I was like, I'm pretty sure either I rented that or my stepsister rented that, and I must have watched it. Man. But I remember not a fucking thing about it.
Does sound like a video van effort, doesn't
it? It does, doesn't it? Well and truly. So this house is getting ransacked to what sounded like the music from The Mask. It wasn't. I couldn't find this piece of music on the Mask soundtrack. And yes, listeners, I listened to the whole of the Mask soundtrack to see if I could ascertain what this was.
Oh, somebody stop me.
Please. This guy gets beaten, thrown into the fire. I'd written a man on fire, but it was actually just his head that was on fire.
I wrote that as well just for you, because exclamation mark, man on fire straight after the bat. You'd love it.
I wish we were watching Denzel Washington in Man on Fire instead. In the same house, many, many years later, Zach Galligan and his island.
Before you go,
I've got
on.
A fact about Men on Fire.
I know that. But when he was grabbing stuff, so he was setting on fire, but he was grabbing stuff out like in a cabinet. One of them was an army medal. Did you see it?
I thought it was like an Iron Cross or something.
Yeah. So I was looking up sort of not the most expensive or the most sought after, but looking at medals in general, looks like the Victoria Cross is a holy grail of medal for medal collectors, because there's only 1,300 of them in existence.
All right. Wow.
There's lots more than that. The George's Cross is the next one down, but if you ever get your hands on Victoria Cross, grab it with both hands.
And that's why she's cross.
Yes, Victoria's called.
Yeah. You always pull out the medal facts. This isn't the first time that you've come up with some big medal facts, so I like that.
Well, you know, just as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need to find out about medals.
Zach Galligan's getting told off by his mam for drinking with the staff, apparently, on a night. He's also not allowed coffee, and his line is, I need the caffeine badly. I was like,
No,
fucking
I
hell.
thought really bad.
What is this? Gauntlet. Zach Galligan needs caffeine badly.
I had to look that up because I didn't know there was like an age restriction on drinking coffee. Did you know this?
I did not in Glasgow. There isn't.
No, certainly not. But because the recommended drinking ages, so in the UK it is 16, right, which is fine because you think 16 is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But in the USA, it ranges between 12 years old and 18.
All right.
12-year-old talked up on caffeine.
Well,
Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't even get me started on smoking.
Well, once you start, it's really hard to give up. That's why. Like, there's loads of deliveries in this where he's like Brandoing on the waterfront. You're kind of like, what film are you in?
What is he trying to do with this?
The scene before, I do this all the time, don't I? Listen, I really need to get better at this. The scene before where he's the guy's getting burgled. In 2021-22, there were 192,060 home burglaries reported in England and Wales, which is an average of 526 burglaries a day, or a house being burgled every 164 seconds. Which is why you left Glasgow, John. And in fact, the numbers dropped in Glasgow since you left. But strangely, it's gone up in Stirling. Nobody can quite figure that out.
There's a robber following me.
There's a correlation somewhere. US stats from 2022 show that about 2.5 million burglaries happen per year. 66% of them are home break-ins. And during the day, there can be as many as 1,495,790 residential burglaries. Per year. Yeah, not like every day. But like more than half of them happen during the day. It seems really. I guess people are out during the day, innit? So
I suppose that's where the daylight robbery thing comes in. I've got a fact about wood and coal burning fires.
Okay.
The only problem is it's not up to date. I can only find it from 2019, but it says 2019 nearly 130,000 homes in the US still burn coal fires.
Right. Wow.
We're not allowed to, are we?
Yeah, of course we are.
Are we?
Yeah, of course you are.
Maybe we should batter straight in then.
Well, no, we shouldn't, because the
environment.
Because I believe the children are our future. Burn some coal and let them breathe the air. Anyway, yeah. Okay.
What about Pete? Burn some Pete.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Who's Pete?
He's the guy that fell on the fire at the beginning of the film. Zach Galligan's still making films, John, but none that you'd see anywhere other than the Sci-Fi Channel. Coming later this year is a voice in Gremlins, The Secret of the Mogwai cartoon. Yak.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You are fine with that. It looks kind of rotoscoped kind of animation. You know, like
really?
that Turtles cartoon of a few years ago, which actually was pretty good. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. And I'm like, are we still doing the Jet Set Radio thing in 2022? Are we still doing that?
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, exactly. The director's a guy called Anthony Hickox. This was his first film, disappointingly not his last. The aforementioned Sundown Vampire in Retreat. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, which is my second favourite Hellraiser film. It's the one with the guy smoking all the way through the film and having sex. And something called Contaminated Man that I can find absolutely nothing about, but cost $6 million in the year 2000. So you know it's done. Jenkins is this butler, and as he's leaving, he's like, "Your caffeine, sir." But he's not very posh. He's like, "Oh, God blimey, sir, your caffeine."
Do you know who he looks
nicotine?
Like? Do you know who he looked like? And as soon as I saw him, Ian Blackford, the SMP guy.
He does a little bit.
Yes, I've seen Blackford sitting in there.
He's lost a lot of weight.
I know.
Sure.
Dyed his hair.
Yeah, he does. He gives him this tab and a coffee, which he necks. And obviously,
that was the smoking thing I was talking about. I didn't realise this, but On December 20th, 2019, the President signed legal legislation raising the federal age from 18 to 21-year-old for smoking.
All right, excellent. Good
So you
lad.
need to be 21, so that's good. That's
Fantastic.
progress.
He doesn't remember doing it, but he did do it.
Probably not.
Good old Joe. These two women, Sarah and China, are talking about Mark and Jonathan. China's been out with both. They walk past the Waxwork and fucking Willy Wonka appears out of nowhere.
I know.
I'm sorry, did I startle you? The delivery's brilliant.
I know.
Do you recognise this guy, by the way?
Yeah, David Warner.
David Warner, yeah.
The Tron baddie.
He is the Tron baddie. They call him a crazy old man at one point. He was 47, John. Another instance of the fact that we've lived too long.
Was he not born in Manchester or something like that?
He could be. He could be.
Zach would have been 24-year-old when this was made.
24? He's meant to be like 17 or something.
He's maybe in college, isn't he?
Yeah. We've got to get to school. Goodbye, mister. And he goes, mister? He's like, mister? Question mark. I was like, have they just assumed his gender and he's upset?
I know. Or Mister's my dad. Remember that line?
Yes. He invites him to this grand opening party at midnight. Don't bring any more than 6 friends. Okay. Right. You're like, okay. All these houses, like, Mark is meant to be fucking loaded, by the way. And his house, like, they've got a butler and they've got a housekeeper, but the house opens up right onto the street. Like, they've got, like, it's not like a gated. I didn't get that at all.
The house that the Waxwork just looked at a place and everywhere else, didn't it? It just didn't look right. But apparently it's a real place and they've had to grow the hedges so tall so that people wouldn't keep coming and looking at it.
Who the fuck, like, is after watching this film is going, let's go and have a look at it? It's not like the Spaced House, is it?
I know. It's just no something I would want to do it.
Exactly. It's like going, oh, hang on, I really like Sweet 16. Let's go to Greener can stand outside the tall flats. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Or
No.
I really like where that Norman Bates stays.
Mark's late into his class where they're learning about Nazi Germany's Operation Barbarossa. The teacher tells him off. He's like just some Nazi guy. I want a 40-page essay on the problem with dictators. I'm like, wow, what film are you in?
Hanging on that, like, what a dictator that is, what a dick.
Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union by the Nazis, starting 22nd of June, 1941, named after Frederick Barbarossa, or Frederick I, who was the Roman emperor. The USSR lost 4.4 million soldiers, including 3.3 million POWs, but still fucking won. Jesus, you know, I mean, say what you want about that Stalin. He really knew how to kill his own people.
I know, cannon fodder, man. Jesus.
Absolutely.
Captain Barbosa.
You like Waxworks? Well, you're in one! Or something. We meet Tony here as well, all right? And these couple of other characters who were so not characters that I didn't even write their names down.
Yeah, I'm the same. They were fodder. They were fodder, weren't they? They were USSR.
They're sat on this, on these bleachers, aren't they? It's like a really, really shit Breakfast Club. And I think the Breakfast Club's shit, so just imagine how bad I think this is.
Double shit.
Jonathan, Mark, China and Sarah, with the couple, choose to go to the Waxworks, and they're having a wee drinky poos in someone's house, aren't they?
Aye, but before that, were they no talking to that about that Jonathan at Bleachers on steroids?
Oh yeah, he does mention that he's on. Yeah, because this Jonathan is the other guy that China's been going out with, and there's this like ballet bit,
and they keep doing this sort of thing with the wiener thing. But I looked it up. Apparently, steroids are not proven to shrink penises, but the testicles, because they're not producing testosterone, the balls shrink.
Oh right, okay.
So your dick stays the same, but your balls shrink.
Ah.
I wouldn't know.
Nah. my balls are already tiny as it is. So we find that China and Mark have dated, but she wants better, she claims, inverted commas. Wants something with a little je ne sais quoi. Well, that'll come back. The couple freak out. The other couple freak out and they leave. They don't want to be there. The door's opened by this little person actor.
Oh my god!
Welcome to the Waxwork. We were expecting more. Again, mate. There's a reason. Like your biggest role was not you talking.
I know. I thought that. Honestly, because of like that's racist. But are they Hungarian or something?
Yeah. That's right.
I expected more.
Yeah, it's kind of like, is he French? Is he German? What's going on here?
I'm gonna get it.
How far away are they? The little person actor is called Michu Messeros. He was Alf in the TV show, Alf, or at least he was in the costume.
I was in the costume, yeah.
Cat-eating twat. He did the stunts for Baby Mikey in the Look Who's Talking film.
What?
You know, because that baby could walk, but obviously it couldn't. Jesus.
Aye. God, that takes you back.
Yeah, I don't think that's something
Scientologist Kirstie Alley
ever need to visit again with a boss that was also Mikey's.
Aye, Siegel in it.
Yeah.
R.I.P. The dad in Goldbergs.
That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah. R.I.P. recently. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man. Oh no, we don't need to watch that for an episode. We do not need to.
No, we don't.
A lot of songs. I assume that's something that will never stream because it'll never get. No one's willing to pay for all of those fucking Beach Boys songs that are in it.
Aye, God, I know. Jesus.
Mark's not having a great time, and they're sat waiting in this antechamber. And China says they could have replaced him with somebody else. And I still can't figure out why this was written. I really can't. But the line is, who with? Maurice Chevalier. And then he does, Zach Evans for little girls.
I can't put it together.
No, I don't get it. So, Thank Heavens for Little Girls. It's from the 1958 film Gigi, and in 2004 it finished at 56 on the American Film Institute's 100 Years, 100 Songs survey of top tunes in American cinema. Sung, of course, by Maurice Chevalier, as we have just said. He'd been dead for 16 years by the point of making this reference. So the writer of this gag was a fucking old as balls.
No shit.
Morris was a French singer and actor, and even when he was the highest paid star in Hollywood, he had a reputation for being tight, basically. He admitted he didn't want to spend his money on things such as the blade of his razor because he'd grown up in poverty. And the line that he used for this was, poverty is a disease that can never be cured. And I'm like, fucking, that is too true, son. That is too true right now. Yeah. So, but again, it just didn't make any sense to me.
I didn't understand that.
The door to the waxwork opens and in they go, right? These waxworks, by the way, John, I don't know what you thought, but I thought they were so realistic. They actually looked like people, so much so that you could see them breathing or moving slightly.
Heartbeats. Yeah. I could like, fucking hell. I'm sure at one point one of them winked.
I mean, I probably, if you're watching on VHS in 1989, you probably wouldn't notice. But yeah, watching on HD on Shudder, it was absolutely. We'll come to all of them as we go through, but my favourite one of the ones that we see at this point is the invisible man force-feeding a woman Ethel from a pump.
Yeah, I seen that because I'm like, what the hell was that all about? But I actually looked up the Invisible Man because obviously it's a fictional character, but I didn't realise it was H.G. Wells that pretty much made up the idea of the Invisible Man in 1897, no less.
All right, excellent. They're looking at these, they're all separate. Tony looks at one, probably the most boring one of all, right? It's just a cabin that we see anyway.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is awesome. Yeah, okay. He goes to light his cigarette and flicks the lighter for miles. And I'm like, that's not how that works. And he's like, I guess no one will notice if I go and get it. And I hadn't remembered this particular thing of the film at all, that this is the thing. They then go through a barrier and they're in the world of the in the scene. That's right. Yeah. I mean, I was like, okay, this took a fucking turn that I don't remember.
Yeah, because I was the same. I was like, how does this come about again? But then obviously as soon as I seen the ripples, I'm like, they're into another universe.
when he's there, he's in this darkened wood and he's dressed differently. This terrible wig that he's got on, and he's like, who put acid in my drink again? And I'm like, what the fuck are these kids doing? Acid is LSD. It's a Class A in the UK, which means you'll get 7 years in the clink and possibly an unlimited fine in the UK.
Nice.
In America, you'd probably be murdered for it or something, I assume.
Aye.
Because, prisons.
Is it still a thing? I thought it ended in the late 90s.
No, it's definitely still a thing. It's definitely still a thing. He heads to this house where this guy's holed up. Did you spot who it was, John?
Oh, God, it was Indy!
Jonathan Rhys Davis. Yeah, Jonathan Rhys Davis.
He's in everything, man. Seems like back in some old films, he's done a lot of films.
He is in a lot of stuff. The greatest line, of course, from this is bad date, isn't it? You know, the monkey. The monkey eats the poison dates.
Yeah. Grabs it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Dates are high in sugar alcohol, known as sorbitol, which can increase bowel movements and should be avoided if you're experiencing diarrhea.
Oh.
Those with IBS or sensitivities may also wish to avoid dates due to their high fructose concentration. There you go. Fructose. So, turns out that this awful fucking right-wing bastard that is Gimli, because he's been on. I don't know if you see, John. I didn't go into it, but he's been on Question Time a fair bit in recent years.
Really?
Just randomly telling women to shut up and stuff like that. Yeah, he voted Brexit and all that. Anyway, I guess the older you get, the more right wing you get. Not me. I'm going to be gluing myself to the fucking motorway shortly. And I'm 42. I'm the oldest person that's ever done it. But he's a werewolf. Okay. Now, when I was watching this, all I could think was how good that werewolf looked in American Werewolf in London. Brilliant transformation.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah.
This looked like a fucking Care Bear, didn't it?
It was really bad. The only thing that was good on it was the ears, because that's
these moving ears, like antenna.
It's the only thing that can bloody move. I tried to do the same with this. Look up the origins of werewolf, but there's just too many, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Eastern European, I think.
Well, they're saying it first appeared in ancient Greece and Rome, in poems and philosophical texts. So that's bloody well BC in it, 21 BC or something. So it's been going a long time. Can't pin that one down.
Tony leaves to get some wood, and when he comes back, as you said, the werewolf costume here, it really does look like Chewbacca fuck Gizmo. It's just terrible.
It's really bad.
He bites Tony as the werewolf hunter comes in with his helper, who for some reason gets ripped down the middle.
Half? Yeah. Is it the director's brother? It
is the director's brother. Yeah. The hunter takes down. I've written Chumo here before shooting Tony, who's now transformed. Now they blatantly took some of the bits, the bit with the teeth coming through and the eyes, the contact lenses and things. They've taken that from American Werewolf in London, but they did it on pennies. We then pan across to Mark walking past the exhibit, and we see the dead werewolf, and then here, China heads over to this Dracula exhibit. So Dracula's leaning over nothing at this point.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you looking at? I'll have a look." And she goes into the fucking thing.
Just open your fucking eyes and you can see he's on the stairs.
Yeah. Now, I've got to be clear, listeners. All of these bits, all of these skits are shit, right? But some are a lot more shit than others.
Aye.
This is the next to worst bit, right, of the whole film. John, you know exactly the bit I'm coming to. That is the worst, the fucking worst non-event of a bit, right? But it keeps fucking. We'll get to that bit, right? So she goes over to Dracula, and as she goes through, she's instantly dressed in this Natalie Portman white swan dress, isn't she? It's really weird with all the bits sticking out of it. Dracula invites her to join him and his wives of Dracula for dinner, as well as his son of Dracula. Like what? No. I mean, I know, like like they did a lot of shit in those Universal movies, didn't they?
Yeah, but I never seen the son of Dracula.
No, absolutely not.
Little Drax.
They, they give her this bowl of raw meat. I hope you like raw meat. And she's like, oh yeah, I love steak tartare. Steak tartare is ground minced beef. I'd rather have mince and tatties myself. Or a nice cottage pie. You can get a venison tartare at the Ivy in Glasgow, John, but you'd know that because you were there.
Yeah, boy.
Recently.
Never got that, though.
You didn't. At $13.95. Yum, but also, that's your fucking starter. Oh, wait.
Aye, yeah.
Anyway. Dangers of eating raw meat, though, John. Raw meat can contain harmful bacteria, including salmonella, listeria, campylobacter, which I think is probably that thing where you don't masturbate in a month, and E. coli that can cause food poisoning. These bacteria are destroyed only if meat is correctly cooked.
Right.
But that's not where it ends, because he pours some gravy over it, and the gravy was just blood.
Just blood, yeah.
It was like,
have some gravy.
What? You shouldn't drink blood because drinking animal or human blood can have severe health risks, including the risk of contracting a blood-borne illness, such as hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and hepatitis N through Z. No, norovirus or HIV.
Bloodborne there?
Not
Bloodborne.
I knew you were going to pick up on that. I knew it. These bits of meat, these chunks of meat in this, though, weren't actually meat.
Oh, did you have a look and see what they were?
Chunks of rhubarb.
Oh, what?
And rhubarb and grapes. I was like, why the circular bits? Rhubarb and grapes, apparently. According to the IMDb, but, could be fucking lies, couldn't it? After dinner, China's shown to her room, and Son of Dracula creeps in and tries to bite her. She runs into the dungeon where her fiancé is, and it looks like the bathroom from the first Saw film. What's going on here?
When she ran in, I thought it was like a modern theme because it was like white tiles, wasn't it? And I was like, oh, what's this? That's weird. But yeah, it turns out they're still in that bloody universe.
No, don't turn on the lights, darling. What? And he's had all the flesh stripped from his left leg, which is obviously what they've been eating. Dracula Jr. comes down and they fumble about a bit before she stabs him with a knife, which of course has no effect. Then she grabs two knives and makes him into a crucifix before melting his face.
Yeah.
And then his head explodes.
Do you know what thing that really annoyed me is, I don't know if you noticed this, but even though it was a tiled background, so there was tiled wall, there was tiled this and that, when she gets her pushed back into the tiles, you can actually see the gap moving.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Moving about,
what a load of shit. All the way through, like, they keep accidentally touching, or they keep touching this guy's leg.
This guy's
and
leg,
he's like, whoa, no!
And then he jumps on it at one point, doesn't he, and just twists it. Like,
fumbling on him. The fiancé tells her to break a chair and use the leg as a stake, which she does, like, with the ease of breaking apart a cake. This chair, this breakaway prop is made of fucking polystyrene or something, isn't it? She takes down the brides with this stake, except for one who gets popped through with champagne corks on this wine rack.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think that would work. I don't think corks are a stake. But you spot all the corks popping out as she kind of threw a cork. So I like that.
It was a good effect, though. It was a good effect. I think they were just trying to do it for the effect, to be honest.
She heads upstairs, and we hear Bat, and Daddy Dracula's here.
Right.
Yeah, he eats her on the stairs, and the scene freezes. Mark walks past, and that's what he was, leaning on the stairs over.
So that must be it, because they must be there to finish the scene, because at one point in the film it says we just need two more. So
that's right, and that's exactly it, and we learn a little bit later on. I think these vampires are rubbish, John, but I would be keen to know what you think are the worst vampires in film.
Right, okay. Mine just... One of them you're definitely going to hate, but you're going to agree with the rest of them probably. Right, so... William Marshall and Blackula, right?
Okay.
It's not because they're bad Dracula, it's because it has started that whole blaxploitation horror thing.
Girl, the blood's black and blow to blame. Funky.
The second one, you're probably not going to agree with me here, but George Hamilton in Love at First Bite.
George Hamilton is my number 3, John.
Is he really?
Yeah. I've seen Love at First Bite an alarming number of times as a kid.
Oh, so bad, but it crushed my soul because, bear in mind, I'd been watching the Hammer House of Horror stuff, so I'd seen the evolution there, and then all of a sudden watching them in these romantic contexts, I'm like, no,
I'm with you.
Oh, brilliant. And my last one, obvious, Robert Pattinson in Twilight.
Okay. All right.
Ruined it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I have got George Hamilton, of course, Love at First Bite. Dracula in that awful Monster Squad film that came out about the same time as this. I hated that film even as a kid.
I know.
It was Wolfman's got nards. Shut up, you little piece of fucking puke, kid.
That was a bag of shit.
The kid that goes, the Wolfman's got nards, and the other kid we saw at HorrorCon, I think For the Love of Horror a couple of years ago, just stood. Like they were doing like a thing, and it was like, oh, and if anyone wants to ask question to the thing, did you come up with the line Wolfman's got nards? No, I didn't come up with the line Wolfman's got nards, but I've got a lot of jobs out of it. Fuck off, you 50-year-old prick. I know a lot of people. There's a lot of love for Monster Squad, but you know what? If go back and watch it, it's fucking
the
garbage.
monsters aren't one of that scary at all.
No, absolutely not. And number 1, John, I've got Cedric Diggory in Twilight as well.
Oh,
he drives a fucking Volvo in that first film.
Volvo, and the fact is that vampires may be intimidating or powerful, but it was nothing about him. He was just a stroppy fucking moany goth teenager. It was just a bag of shit. And he can go out in the daytime. What's that all about?
Yeah, but they sparkle.
I know.
Yeah, and like the first giveaway, the first dead giveaway, to my mind, is absolutely that he is not a teenager. He's driving a Volvo. He's quite blatantly 100 years old because he drives a Volvo. Simple.
Volvo, yeah.
Anyway.
Safety first. and the fact is, he was a creepy bastard. So when you look at it in context, him flying into her room and just sitting watching her sleep, and that, it's so romantic. It's fucking creepy, man.
No, it's fucking grooming, is what it is. Anyway. It's also really badly written. Mark pauses at this Phantom of the Opera, right? Not Gerard Butler one, which people still say to me, "Are you sure Gerard Butler was in a Phantom of the Opera film?" Yes, and I think he sings.
Andy was going to be on my vampire list as well. He was in Dracula 2000 with
Johnny Lee Miller. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen it.
Have you not?
No, I think because was it Dracula 2000 was meant to come out in 2000, came out like 2002 or something. Like rename it for God's sake.
Oh, brilliant! I looked up the origins of Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, right, okay.
Apparently, it's just based on a ghost story.
Oh, right, okay.
Nobody actually just wrote a book about it. It's basically just an old tale about a guy who had a ballerina fiance. She died. He got disfigured, but he chose to live inside the opera house for the rest of his days. But that's basically all I've got on it.
Oh, right, okay. Now, there was some fucking connection here, which I was like, that can't be on purpose. And it was just because I paused it at this point, and I went to the loo, right? So I paused it at the Phantom of the Opera bit. And when I paused it, because it's on Shudder, which is through Amazon, it comes up with the list of people that are in it.
Oh, yeah.
And this Sarah character, it gave me her full name. Her full name is Sarah Brightman. No, not that one. No, but it's a really cool Phantom connection, which Biggie would have been really proud of fucking doing, and I'm not going to make it a fact.
But that's crazy, though.
I did look up Sarah Brightman, English classical crossover soprano, singer, actress, and dancer. Starred in Hot Gossip and made West End debut in Cats. Time to Say Goodbye duet with Andrea Botticelli became the highest and fastest selling single of all time in Germany in 1996. John, it charted at number 20 where?
The Netherlands.
Correct. You thought I was going to get you there. You thought I was going to get you like
it last week. I was hesitant.
I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, fantastic. So, Sarah Brightman, real person, not that one. But yeah, Phantom of the Opera woman.
She dated Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh man, I mean, she was Braw as well, and he has got man, there's hope for all of us.
He's like a live action spitting image puppet, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Billy Peltzer heads off to find the other two. It looks like Sarah Brightman's going to walk up to the Marquis de Sade, but Mark stops her. The little fella says, Jonathan and China left early with one another. They looked very much in love. Okay. All right. Enough of you. Come on. I missed this bit on my notes where he's having this argument fight with this fucking huge lurch character. He's like, do you meant to wait till I ring the bell before you bring the drinks? You're like, whoa, what? What?
And we know what that big guy's capable of.
Yeah, exactly. Billy's upset, of course, because previously China was going out with this Charles Atlas character, and now it's Tony. Does she know what she wants? She doesn't know what she wants. Tony, we now see ringing China's mum from a payphone.
Oh, mate. This is the bit that got me, because all he's done is phoned her up and says, do you know where China is? And he's like, oh, she went to a Waxwork museum. And next minute, he just fucking wanners the glass, didn't he? For no reason. I was like, man, talk about overacting. What was that of it?
There's plenty of it.
Gee, thank you.
Tony now goes to the museum. He's looking at the Phantom of the Opera exhibit. David Warner gives him a fright and explains he's the proprietor. Tony's impressed by the exhibit and says the mask looks like the one used in the film. David Warner says, they made a film of the Phantom of the Opera? He says, several. They'll make a movie about anything nowadays. And he pushes him in.
Would you like a closer look?
Yeah. And then we see Tony dead, dressed as like a bobby, isn't he?
Straight off the bat, yeah. And literally just pushed him in and next minute he's dead. So that was quite good.
I found 4 different versions of the Phantom of the Opera film.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Of course, there's the original, and there's a couple of Hammer ones. The original silent one, which is really good, by the way. I've seen that a few times. And then there's, of course, that piece of shit, Gerard,
the Jerry Butler man.
I think David Warner is the second best thing in this whole film. Like all the way through, you're like, again, I know I always say this, but he got the brief, didn't he? He knew what he was doing.
He didn't take it too seriously at all. I loved it.
Outside, Mark and Sarah nearly kiss. She likes him, but she's looking for more than him. Okay. It just gets a bit rough for me round here. He says it's okay. Go home and get some sleep. Back at Mark's little mansion, this Central American housekeeper's written the trouble with dictators thing. The line is, he's reading it as he goes, I think dictators are the bad people. They have the shouting voices and the small moustaches. Which I loved. The next morning, Mark's on the phone to China's mum, who tells him she never came home. But she doesn't seem bothered. She must not seem bothered at all because, you know, there's no like any police or anything. But she's also not bothered by the fact different lads keep ringing for her. These lads keep ringing for China, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, she didn't come home. Oh yeah, she went to the Waxworks." You know. Of course, we're now back at the bleachers. Tony's not there, but Mark explains to the rest of the gang. He went to the Waxworks, couldn't find either of them, so he's heading to the cops. Right. Yep. This detective explains there's been 13 missing people. Do you know how many people have gone missing? No, 13 in the last 2 weeks. Like, right, okay.
Is this a pop quiz? Is this a quiz?
What are you doing about it? You're the police. You know, like fucking West Yorkshire Police versus the Yorkshire Ripper. Come on, do something about it. Mark explains he thinks they're in the Waxworks. So the cop's like, you better not be pulling my chain. And he goes in. Warner offers him to see the displays. He says the kids can't come in because they're not open yet. And they can't have possibly have been in unless they broke in. And the cop's like, yeah, fucking kids. Jesus. Come on. The cop likes the mummy one, and Warner tries to push him in, but he's made of sterner stuff, isn't he? He must have had one foot in front of the other.
Oh yeah, because it was literally just, it's like, no, I'm all right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And outside, he tells Mark to stop being a stupid kid. Mark runs into class, grabs Sarah, goes, I'm so sick, it's viral, and Sarah's contagious too. And I was like post-COVID, that would probably work.
Oh god,
She's
aye.
like, we're going to
Yeah,
get expelled.
yeah.
Why would they get expelled if they're at college? They're not at school. You do what you want
I
at
know.
college. If you're not well, you just go home.
You just go away. You
Um,
don't even need to get asked to go to the toilet.
No, absolutely not. Meanwhile, the detective can't stop thinking about the waxwork, and he heads in to see what the crack is. He looks at Dracula, and he takes a cutting from the wax, but under the wax, there's flesh.
Flesh. Yeah. Just straight away to be like,
yeah.
oh, that's no good.
And he's trying to get it in this little baggie, and he can't. And then he eventually just picks it up and puts it in. And I'm like, was that written? Or could he not do it? Was that just that
I couldn't get it. I couldn't pick it up.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, right, okay, how's he able to walk into that without going into time warp? But I think once the scene is set, then
yes, I assume so. Yeah, it doesn't need another person. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're now in Mark's attic with Sarah. Mark, he's looking through his granddad's stuff, including this cutting of his grandfather's death, which was reported in the paper. We see that he's the guy that got robbed and killed at the start, and that the guy that robbed him was David Warner, who hasn't aged a day.
Exactly.
Creepy. Sarah finds a book on the
David Lincoln. His name is
David Lincoln. Yeah. Sarah finds a book on the Marquis de Sade, which she caresses, and it starts glowing. It's this magic book in an attic. It's like never-ending story.
It's like the beginning of Shrek, isn't
it? She gets all steamy and sweaty from this glowy book.
She gets physically sweaty. Like, oh, hang on a second.
She only
book vibrate?
She only stops getting hot and bothered when Mark calls her over. Like, because he's such a fucking nerd.
He's got that effect, doesn't he?
I know, yeah, exactly. he probably needs more of his nicotine. At the waxwork, the cop heads into the mummy exhibit and ends up helping this cryptologist to open a sarcophagus. Right? He grabs the scroll out of the corpse's hands, only to read that whoever desecrates the tomb of Raoul, your ladies,
I die,
will die at the hands of Arnold Vosloo. Isn't it? This mummy starts towards them extremely slowly. And they've got like this helper, like this local helper, and it just stands on his head and crushes it.
Yeah, like the wee fanboy and things.
Ziggy's light. And as
we
it
both
kind
knew where you were going. We both knew where you were going.
Gosh, you did. Previous episode, The Fifth Element with Gadget. It stands on his head and crushes it, and it's like a slightly less racist Ed Norton. Egypt History X or something. I don't know. Maybe need to give that another run around the table. The cop
like a grape. Like a grape.
Oh, I could crush a Wendy house. The cop heads and gets a gun. And the old man fails to kill this thing with a spear, because nothing can be killed by pointy things in these waxworks. Yeah. The detective empties a gun into it before it hoists him and the female character into the tomb and seals it. Now, what's the point of that? Because you're not going to see them in the exhibit. So, like, what does it need them for?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Why must films like us, John? Why?
It's like it.
I did spot, by the way, at this bit, there was a Mexican red-kneed tarantula and a boa constrictor, which are both only native to South America, not to Africa. So I hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Lies again.
Lies, John.
All the way there just to see a red-kneed tarantula. Just to be dashed.
Mark and Sarah head to see Sir Wilfrid. Who is who, John?
Patrick Macnee.
The bloke from the Avengers, that's right. Yeah. All I could think was, you're not in the Avengers. Oh, I'm sure you're familiar with the MCU Avengers. Iron Man, the Black Widow.
I know.
Yeah. The only leather-clad woman I fancied was Mrs. Peel. And why don't superheroes throw bowler hats onto hat stands anymore? Pure steed.
Man, honestly, I just loved the Avengers. I really did.
Yeah, it was something. Maybe we should add onto the list that fucking Sean Connery one. We've not done a Sean Connery film yet.
Oh, no, we have, no.
Where he controls the weather. In fact, do you know what? I've never seen it all the way through. I've watched bits of it, and it's been terrible. Yeah, because it's Uma Thurman's terrible British accent, isn't it?
True. True.
Yeah.
All that talent gone to waste.
All those monkey toes going to waste. Sarah explains to Sir Wilfrid the whole story, and the cop's partner heads in to the Waxworks and then gets murdered by this big lurch character.
Just filler, innit? Absolute filler.
David Warner goes mad. It's like, I told you we need them alive! And he starts crying. He's like, oh, I forget, you're a big boy now. Like, is Lurch his son? Are these two characters his children?
It's too weird, isn't it? It's like that character in The Burbs, that wee ginger boy
Yes.
man. Is just a pointless character, but...
Steed says Mark's grandfather had collected lots of artifacts. Warner had nicked the artifacts, Lincoln, and that's how he manages to stay young, by selling his soul to the devil and practicing voodoo, which came out of nowhere.
You do voodoo.
So well. Each of the trinkets belong to one of the characters from the scenes, even though a number of the characters in the scenes are not real.
Yep.
And one of them is like a space monster. One of them is a fucking plant thing from current times.
Yeah.
And it will help bring them back to life. When there are 18 victims, the bastards will come back and consume the whole world.
What makes it worse is there should have been more. There should have been more characters. Jason Voorhees was meant to be one of the characters, but I don't think he could afford to pay for.
Oh, really? Right.
So
okay.
That makes it even worse. All these characters are just made up.
Yeah. Village of the Damned, I think, was meant to be one as well. Yeah. Okay.
Questionable.
He tells them to destroy the waxworks that are not yet complete. After they leave, Sir Wilfrid makes a call. Tell them how Mr. Lincoln has been found. It has begun. And you're like, who's he ringing? We'll learn. We'll learn. Axe the waxwork. Mark hands Sarah some lighter fuel and a lighter.
You see what kind it was?
It was Zippo lighter fuel, wasn't it?
Zippo lighter fuel, yeah. I love a Zippo. First Zippo pocket lighter was produced in 1933, and it's displayed in a museum in Bradford.
Oh,
not.
Oh, right. Okay, I was going to say I thought I'd have seen that. Lighter fluid is butane, or naphtha, or charcoal lighter fluid. Zippo ones are butane. Somehow, I'm not entirely sure, people are still dying today from sniffing it.
What?
Like, drugs are cheap, people. Go and get some cheap drugs.
Christ.
Go and get some cheap. We're not saying do that, but don't sniff fucking lighter fuel.
I used to love my Zippo lighter, but I just didn't like the smell.
Oh, it stinks, and your pockets would stink. Yeah.
Aye, your hand would stink if you overfilled it.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're doing your tricks, the fluid would fly up in the air. Happy times.
They break into the basement where there's this boiling pot of wax, right? So we'll come back to
frying tonight.
Oh, brilliant!
That's all I could think of when I saw that. Frying tonight.
In the main museum, Sarah is drawn to the Marquis De Sade, and she heads in. The Marquis is entertaining this English prince character.
Yep.
It's the director.
Oh, sorry, that's right.
Yeah, it's the director. Yeah. And of course, they're talking about breaking Sarah, and I was like, they tie her up, and he starts whipping her. Right. This is the biggest piece of fucking shit scene, not a scene that there is, and it's just so we can have a baddie. But we've already got Dracula. Surely you don't want anyone. You don't want anyone sexier and badder than Dracula. There's nobody sexier and badder than Dracula.
Exactly, and he was the king of seduction.
Exactly. So why the Marquis de Sade? The Marquis de Sade, Dantain Alphonse Francois, the French nobleman, revolutionary politician, philosopher, and writer, famous for his erotic works, which combine philosophical discourse with pornography, sexual fantasies, and an emphasis on violence, suffering, anal sex, child rape, crime, and blasphemy against Christianity. In 1774, he forcibly held 5 adolescent girls and a teenage boy hostage for 6 weeks, but was never charged. Because he's white, innit? He was castrated in several prisons and an insane asylum for 32 years of his life. What a piece of shit.
Cunt.
And what an unattractive man. He looks like non-union Jason Isaacs in this, doesn't he?
Aye, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he's got that features, hasn't he?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Billy's been pushed into the Night of the Living Dead, and it goes black and white.
Aye.
So I kind of liked this. They're coming to get you, Mark. They're coming. But my question here is, right, if Grandpa died in 1948, it was 20 years before the advent of zombie films as we know it. Because, like, 1968 was Night of the Living Dead. This looked like Night of the Living Dead. Didn't
true,
it? This
true.
is, and that's what I'm kind of getting at. White Zombie, the film about voodoo and all that kind of thing. That was like 46. So arguably, you can get that. But
Right.
this and the fucking the spaceman, the monster getting the fucking spaceman and fucking Feed Me Seymour makes no sense later on at all.
No.
Yeah. So he gets to the barrier and wishes himself out by saying, "I don't believe in you," because that's what Wilfred said. So Wilfred said, doesn't it? Just don't believe. If you don't believe in it, it won't happen. And he then throws himself into the French set and wrestles this fucking Flintock from the guards, doesn't he?
Sorry.
The Marquis has whipped Sarah almost to death, and the Prince tells him to finish off the whore.
Keep going.
Yeah. Female listeners, both of you, is this hot? Can you tell us? Because we don't fucking. I don't think this is sexy. This is attractive. I don't want to treat women like this.
I found it more erotic watching her looking at that book. Oh my god!
You fucking nerd! Oh my god! It's a woman that can read. Oh god! You're so good for women's rights, John. That's the one thing I will say.
I got myself a reader.
God, I reference that all the time, but never on this. We got a reader here. Nice. Mark saves Sarah from them at gunpoint. Sarah begs for them to save her from him.
I know.
Like, she's so into it. He explains, as long as she doesn't believe it's real, it isn't. They can't hurt her. Marquis De Sade, your love is king, goes to... Oh, no, that's Marquis De Sade. Goes to shoot Mark. But the bullet and the subsequent blows go through him. With this shitty lightsaber sound, by the way. I hope George Lucas sued them for that.
Oh, I did see. I heard that. I was like, that's going to cost them a fair penny, isn't it?
He carries Sarah away and back into the real world, where they land in front of David Warner and Little and Large. They grab them and carry them away, just as the other couple, who aren't in the film, come back into the film.
So they do.
They both head into the Marquis and the zombie scenes, and then seconds later we see their corpses in wax. And this is where all the Waxworks come to life and head out of their thing.
Yeah.
I didn't get them all, but I did get aliens. This alien thing looked pretty cool. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Pod people, I quite liked, which then later is used as feed me. Like, it's the same thing, but it's a different thing. This snake creature thing, like this little snake creature thing at a circus, I didn't know what that was about. And loads of really weird things, including this fucking devil baby.
There was a nanny with a devil baby behind it. I'm like, what the
I loved
hell?
the devil baby. I was kind of like, hang on a second. The old man was surely dead, 20 years before Rosemary's Baby came out? So, you know.
Yeah. So where did that come from? Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he got something from that fucking rapist director.
What else? There was. I'm sure there was more, but I just couldn't.
There's loads of shit going on. You know, all the ones we've mentioned as well kind of come out. There's this big fight. As Mark and Sarah heading to run out, Sir Wilf turns up with Jenkins the butler and an armed mob. Right now, they were all really old. There was definitely a Jack Andor Victor from Still Game.
Yep. Oh, with the wigs on.
Yeah.
They all had their wigs on, didn't they?
And so Wilf's in this little motorised car, like Dynamo in The Running Man.
Yeah, and it's got camouflage painted on it.
Yeah, and on the back it's got these like go faster fins with fire on them. Hey, Christmas tree head. Hey, light bulb over here.
It was Davros.
Davros Flatley. So we get a big fight, which is barely choreographed, right?
Yeah.
China heads to bite Mark, Vampire China, and Jenkins stakes her. She's not human, you know, sir. She's been dead a long time, governor.
I know.
And then
still worth a go, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he's thinking.
Sexy vampire ride, yes, please. Jenkins then gets stabbed. Give me love to the missus. Get them bastards. what?
I know.
This is like his mum. This is where we see Demon Baby get blown away, like gets shot and just blown away. Should have just got Louise Woodward to shake it to death.
That'd have worked.
Well, it did, didn't it? Dracula turns into a bat and tries to fly away. And this was jarring as fuck, by the way. This hand grabs it.
Oh my god!
And this Clint voice.
Just grabs on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then big fucking
Magnum.
Was it? Was it? Was
Yeah,
it
I don't think it was. No, I didn't do it because you do guns.
I just, but this time I'd lost the
And it doesn't even do it properly. Like it does. He doesn't say, "Go ahead, make my day." He says, "Come on, make my day," because obviously they don't want to get sued. And then he blows its head off, which, like, it just you would have exploded it at that distance with a Magnum.
Yeah.
But Dirty Harry, the first Dirty Harry was 71. So I mean, that's a fucking reference. Like it's that. Mm-hmm. That reference is like, who's watching that and go, aha, Dirty Harry. Yeah, it's funny. The midget gets fed to what was a cross between Audrey 2 and the egg that has the face hugger in it from Alien. And that's when it then goes, feed me. And you're like, oh, possibly you can be done. 1960 horror comedy.
This really winds you up, this film, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got, and I've watched it twice. Little Shop of Horrors is a 1960 horror comedy inspired by 1932 Green Thoughts by John Collier, which is the same name as Carlisle City Council's longest-serving councillor. There you go. There's a reference for you.
There you go.
And it's about a man-eating plant. It was shot on a budget of $28,000, which would now be $281,000, using a set left from a film, A Bucket of Blood. It was turned into an off-Broadway musical in 1982 and a film in 1986. Cost $25 million, and it made 39.
That's still a good profit, and I really enjoy that film, though.
Only a smash hit when it came out on VHS. Yeah, so do I, mate. I absolutely love it.
I totally rate it.
We've told listeners about my reoccurring nightmare about it, so we're not going to do that one again. This bloke dressed like Grandpa Joe sets fire to the place. All that time in bed, all right? He goes to fucking the chocolate factory, and then he goes on the sinking boat.
Aye.
The Poseidon, which with previous episode, and now he's here doing this.
It's everywhere.
He is.
Grandpa Joe's everywhere.
Billy heads to the wax room that we talked about earlier on to have a sword fight with the Marquis de Sade. Warner's watching it from this platform above the wax, and you're like, yeah, okay, because why is that even there? Just as the Marquis de Sade's about to kill Mark, Sarah Brightman axes him in the back, throws an axe in his back.
God of War throw as
well. Was, yeah, boy. Lincoln draws a gun and is about to shoot them both. Sir Wilf shows up and shoots him. But instead of him dying right away, he manages to fire off this entire clip, kind of like moving like the woman from the beginning of Tales of the Unexpected.
No reference for
nobody. It was a reference to nobody. He falls into the wax, and there's a moment here when they think he's finished. He jumps up and he grabs Mark. He's like, "Do you want a closer look?" And then he just dies. Mark shrugs him off, and he's dead.
That definitely was a Frying Tonight reference, wasn't it?
Frying Tonight. Looks like he's been at the wrong end of some sort of bukkake party here, by the way.
I know. It's not the spaghetti, an Italian bukkake party. Pasta on his face,
all over him. Yeah. Paraffin wax melts at 39 to 68 degrees centigrade, which I think is probably about 8 million degrees Fahrenheit. And soy wax ranges from 49 to 82 degrees Celsius, or 120 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit.
You learn something new every day on this show.
Well, that's the plan. Sir Wilf gets werewolfed, doesn't he?
Aye, he does.
And Mark and Sarah escape through a window. And you see this model of the Waxworks burning down in the background.
It's pretty bad, isn't it?
The only survivor being a zombie hand, which scurries away. And you're kind of like, Okay, and that's how we got the Addams Family film. Got you.
That's it.
Understood.
Yep.
The end credits play with "It's My Party" and "I'll Cry If I Want to," which again I didn't get that at all.
Yep.
By Leslie Gore from 1963, number 1 in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the US, and number 9 in the UK. It didn't chart, John, in the Netherlands.
Oh, boo.
She recorded a sequel called Judy's Turn to Cry, which details the revenge on Judy. Came out 2 months after It's My Party and reached number 5 in the US. Yeah. The Dutch Top 40, John, the reason it didn't chart didn't start until 1965.
Ah, right,
There
okay.
you
I
go.
knew there was good reason for it.
So,
They've got good taste in music.
Apparently they do. Oh, right. That's all I've got. Well, no, that's the film. What have you got left?
So I was looking up when the last sort of muskets were used. So apparently they're saying it's probably the Civil War. So it's between 1861 and 1865. But I'm sure the Highlander used it well after that in his showdown. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, she created the story in Geneva in 1816.
Mm-hmm.
And the best ranked Madame Tussauds in the world, the second one is the one in Las Vegas, but the first one is the one in London. And Marie Tussauds was born in 1761 in Strasbourg, France.
Okay. Good stuff. I also have some Madame Tussauds stuff, French in it. First waxwork was made in 1777, and it was Voltaire, which I actually do think is that ships that join together and make the fighting robot. No, he was the French philosopher, Voltaire. She was well ahead of her time. There's 25 around the world. The London Museum opened in 1835, and in 1933, London introduced a Hitler one. Which in 2016 was removed from the Chamber of Horrors after complaints. It was replaced by the Thatcher one. It wasn't. There's not a Thatcher one, thankfully.
I know.
Coffee, John. Coffee isn't as bad for you as people make out. About 2 to 5 cups a day is linked to a lower likelihood of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, liver and endometrial cancers, Parkinson's disease, and depression.
No, right, okay.
Absolutely.
Just costs a fortune for Costa, though.
Yeah, just make your own. I've got a machine. I've got a machine does it for me. I've got a wife does it for me.
I've got staff.
Yeah, we've got the staff, exactly. The Sunshine Taxi Co., the Sunshine Cab Co. are not real, but there is a Welsh band called the Sunshine Cab Co. Anthony Hickox wrote the screenplay in 3 days, and it fucking shows.
It shows. Yeah, really does, doesn't it?
Possibilities for Sir Wilfrid, Michael Gough, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, Donald Pleasance were all possibilities.
Oof,
all would have worked.
Yeah, no,
and the effects artist Bob Keane spent 18 hours a day for 8 weeks making the monsters.
Yo, he was keen.
Indeed he was. While I top them up, John, how many do you think we've got?
87.
Oh, it's lower than that.
67.
Oh, it's higher than that.
77.
74.
74.
74. 75.
Number 73. Number 73.
Number 73. Jesus. Who is that a reference for?
Hey, you get ready, get on your feet, get into gear and hit the street.
Fucking hell.
That's the only bit of the song I remember.
I don't remember any of the song. I'm going to have to go on YouTube now and see if I can find any Samantha Teletubby links. You remember the Teletubbies? They had like a physical one that used to be, Samantha Teletubbies. Not Teletubbies, Samantha. They weren't called Teletubbies. They were called Telebots. Telebots? Samantha Telebot? Does that sound right? There were 3 robots.
That sounds like a sex robot.
I mean, yes. Telebots, that's what they were called, possibly. Okay, yeah. So, if you like what you hear, you can pay us £1 a month, and we will shout you out. The people that are getting a shout out this week, John.
In 1,
we've got Punk from What the Fuck Do You Want?
In 2.
SP Film viewers, Paul's had a week off this week to play Pokemon, but they're back with some Christmas content soon. Mr. and Mrs. Parks.
And coming in at 3.
Mono and Kira from Mono Rants. This week they are talking Night Watch. I wonder if that holds up. Night Watch. Can we cancel Russian cinema as well as the Russian people, John? Isn't that possible?
I don't think you're allowed.
Okay.
And 4.
You're not even doing the voice. Why have you stopped doing
Oh,
the
no.
voice?
In 4.
There you go. It's Nigel Davis, owner of the Wonder Emporium, tabletop accessories. He listens while he's working producing the models. Find him on Facebook and Etsy by looking up the Wonder Emporium.
And at number 5.
Dan and Gavin Belson, the Be Here with Belson podcast. Having a little group chat with them about the football at the moment. And congratulations to Gavin on his new job.
In 6.
Aaron from Z1 Podcast, an audio drama about zombies surviving marriage.
And at 7.
Joe, Hallmark of Greatness podcast. We've just done Cue the Winged Serpent, and we're about to do some fucking Christmas heist film. I don't know what is going on with that, so I'll be watching that tonight for this week's episode.
In 8.
Josh Wilson, super familiar with the Wilsons. Josh and Amanda are talking about their Thanksgiving plans this week, or what they've done for Thanksgiving.
And at 7.
Gadget, Stig, and Biggie from Modern Escapism. They've all been on now. A lot of them have been on.
Yeah.
By the way, I've
had to
really,
forget.
really upset Oodles, Modern Escapism, by saying he's never going to be on. And he's listed loads of Yorkshire films that he wants to cover. But he says, my first choice would be the Full Monty. I'm like, well, somebody doesn't listen. Somebody doesn't listen. Nobody's mates are on.
Been there, done that.
So Candy, if you're listening to this, please come on first, just so we can upset Oodles a bit more. That would be good.
Where are we?
Oh, I don't know. Just in a number. Pick a number.
In 9.
There you go, probably. It's a cuddly toy. Ian and Maria, Cult Connections podcast. They've just finished Andor. It was brutal. It was beautiful. I think it's the best Star Wars thing since the last Star Wars thing. And I say that for everyone. They're all great.
You do. And bullet special prize.
The arseholes that have got nothing to promote. Phil, Ian, Gav, and research assistant extraordinaire, Rachel, who is now on Twitter. You're not even on Twitter, and Rachel's on Twitter, by the way.
I know. Bad,
she's on Twitter at 100 Things Ray, R-A-E, at 100 Things R-A-E. And she's got more followers than us. Fantastic. So thank you to all those lovely people. I am going to be recording some stuff in the next few weeks as bonus things. If you want some new bonus stuff, we're going to be doing some facts, lies, and rock and roll. So you're going to be getting some of that in your ears. John, what are we going to be doing next week?
So, as a bit of a favourite of yours, and we're going to need to put 100% towards this one, it is In Bruges.
Oh, man. Michael McDonough's best, I think, by a country mile. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So we'll be back next week with that. But for now, he's been John, I've been Planty. It's been 74 things we learned from Waxwork. See ya.
See you guys.